Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm breaking down the trades I took, why I got in, and how they turned out. I'll be showing you the charts as we go along so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. First off, CHF JPY. As you can see, price rated from an inflection point and is kind of moving downward. If you go down to 4 hour, you can see how the price action was rejected from the inflection point and then it's kind of protesting the back end of that structure. Going down to 1 hour, it will be more clearer. You can see that this is a clear structure into an inflection point. So price action moved in from 1 to 2 dots pattern into that inflection point. So I was looking at selling from after that rejection candle to down. But as you can see here, price action didn't commit. We go down to the lower time frame, 15 minutes, you can see the pattern much more clearer. You can see this was what I was looking at. But price action failed to commit because aggregate could have moved to break even at that point, but then I was away from the chart, so it was more than about 1% of it. So more than enough to move to break even at that point. But I was away from that, so I couldn't move to break even. So and that resulted to loss. Next was NZD USD. This was more like a test trade because you can see that price rejected from an inflection point and has moved up and found a correction to move higher. So if you go down to the 4 hour, you will see that price action has formed rather at the point it was about to form this three-touch structure. So about to form this three-touch structure. So I was looking at it right there to take the sell to the downside with the three-touch pattern. So that was what I was looking at. So going down to the lower time frame here, we can see it clearer. So we could see that if you see what price action did here, price action kind of tested the back end of this structure. So this was not like a corrective structure to the downside, but then price action kind of retested the back end of it. And you can see that in the 15 minutes much more clearer. Going down to the 15 minutes time frame, we could see that price action formed a flag that kind of tested the back end of the previous structure. This was what I was looking at the moment. This is the base of the flag, and then connecting with top, you see it's a three-touch pattern. Going down to 5 minutes, I see you see it's much more clearer. On the 5 minutes, list you can just adjust it to more precise there. So we could see that this is a 1 2 3 touch pattern. So eventually got in with a risk entry just after this high test rejection. So to the low of that structure, which was about I think 2 point something percent, 2.9 or so percent. That's how got this trade. So but then the bigger picture of this means that I'm still looking for the long. I'm still looking for the long, the higher time frame. So this is more like a short into the longs. So I took this short and in anticipation of the third touch to go for the long. I've set my order for the long at this point. So if price action rejects from this point to the upside, then I'll be inside the trade. So this is what I'm kind of looking at the moment. So that is my third trade for the day. Or I'm not yet triggered in. I'm still waiting for that. That's all for today's breakdown. Thanks for hanging out. I'll keep sharing these general updates so that we can all learn together. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.